How are we doing, diggers? Hope you're all well. Welcome to the shop. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Again, as I start with every video, thank you so much those who've been joining us on this journey and watching the videos. It makes a huge difference, especially as I love to ramble on. So that's really kind of you. So thank you. And welcome to anyone who's new. We are Vinyl Shakedown Records. We're in Leicestershire in the Midlands. We've got two shops over here and we're currently in our main shop here. So this week has been absolutely off the charts, absolutely mad, crazy in all the best ways. Firstly, which we'll go into more detail about, is our mega clearance sale that we had at the weekend. And the response to it was just unbelievable. So thank you so much to everyone that came or supported us online in any way. I'll go into more detail about it. The second thing is that so many more people are discovering the shop, which is phenomenal because, you know, we're already relatively busy and we've got a loyal fan base and, you know, lots of regular customers. But in the last couple of weeks, we've seen so many people join the community of our shop, which as a small business in these turbulent times is really, you know, heartwarming for us. So thank you ever so much. And yeah, I think it's down to people discovering us here, social media. So thank you everyone in here, in this internet business, that's supporting us, because the more you like, the more you watch, the more you comment, things like that, the more people discover, because it gets bigger and bigger. So one phenomenal thing that happened, so thank you to this guy. Guy came all the way, and I'm sure I'm getting it right, Bournemouth. It was somewhere that has sea, and we don't have any sea here. We're in the middle of the Midlands. And he travelled all the way, and I said to him when he got here, oh, where have you come from? And he was like, Bournemouth, and I think it was Bournemouth. I might be wrong. And I said, oh, where were you on your way to? Oh, just here. Oh, right, and what have you come for? Just here. He'd come all the way, he'd set off really early just to come to the shop. And I was like, wow, that is phenomenal. Well, first of all, I thought, geez, I hope you're not disappointed. But he loved it, and it was really heartwarming, again, for someone to do that. That feels crazy. So thank you ever so much. Glad you enjoyed your visit. And lots of other people. We are really centrally based. So Burbage, where the main shop is 1 minute from junction 1 on the M69. It's actually only one turn away. So you come off, hit the roundabout, you go up a road and then you turn, and that's it. We're here, we're so close. And the M69 is connected to the M6 and the M1. The M1 is obviously the main motorway straight up England. And so it's super easy to get to, and we've had a lot more people putting us into Google Maps and going, oh, right, okay, on my way from X to Y, I'll just make a stop here. It's only 10 minutes out of my way. So thank you to anyone who's done that recently. And that has been fantastic as well. So yeah, really, really lovely to welcome so many people to the shop. So that's made a huge difference. And it's been lovely to meet so many new people, because that's what this is all about for me and for our shop, is meeting people, talking records and building a community around record collecting. So yeah, the next bit that was just off the charts, and I'll insert some videos here. By the way, I have no technical ability whatsoever. So the reason why this video might be coming to you a lot longer than it should have is because I'll be sat at my tablet or computer going, I just want that video to go, I just want that video to go there, but it's here. So bear with me. But I will insert some videos to show you what the sale was like. So 7th and 8th of February. This is 2025, just in case you're watching in the future. We had our second clearance sale. Last year was crazy. This year blew it out of the water. So we had a queue around the block, which started at about 8:15. The shop was flooded with people, and it was really lovely. Like I said, the queue snaked around the block. People really keen to get in and get a bargain. And there was a lovely atmosphere from the off. People chatting in the queue, people meeting each other, people coming into the shop. And yes, as you can see by this video, it was incredibly busy. And that's not for everyone. So across social media, people have been jumping on and saying, oh, that looks horrible, that looks ridiculous, oh, all those people hugging. People accused me of mocking it up with friends of mine. I don't have that many friends. Or AI. I have no skill at any of that. But yeah, it's not for everyone. I completely get that. So being crammed in like that isn't for everyone. But those people got the best bargains, you know. So if you want to get, I don't know, we had an Abbey Road in there and a Sergeant Pepper's Beatles in there for like £2-3 that were perfectly playable original copies. You got to be the early bird. You got to have a little bit of a ruckus to get in there. But the atmosphere was incredible. People were so friendly, courteous, helpful to each other. It was lovely. It was a real lovely community spirit of people finding bargains. And by about midday, it was a hell of a lot calmer. Still very, very busy all day. But it was a much calmer. So it was a more pleasant browsing experience. And as you can see by this little video here, this is how many records we sold on just Saturday alone. I reckon we sold, because we were topping up the sale constantly as well, I think we sold 2,500 records just on the Saturday, which is just record breaking for us. Absolutely crazy. And lots of those were like 10p, 25p, 50p, you know. But yeah, phenomenal. So thank you again massively for your support. I will show you a few bits and bobs so you can see what's left over of the sale. Let's spin you around. So we set the shop out a lot differently. So we had this table here. That table was full of sale stuff. This table here was full of sale stuff. There were boxes on the floor. This one was fully sale stock, and so was this table here. But as you can see, we've only got those boxes and those boxes left. Oh yeah, and at the front as well was full of sale stock. And like I say, we've still got a few bits and bobs left, but I think most of the great stuff went. This is a 50p box, so quite a lot of standard stuff, but Ray Charles for 50p, can't go wrong. Bit of rock and roll, Jerry Lee Lewis, Carl Perkins, on Sun as well. Well, a Sun reissue, obviously, but a nice compilation of Carl Perkins' original rock and roll. Johnny Cash, like I say. Nothing hugely valuable left, I would say. Oh, a few individual as well, price ones. A bit of big bandy jazz. Some probably nice bits, a bit of 80s stuff. Rolls Royce, got his hits, rock and roll. So yeah, not a huge amount of it. Oh, that's a bargain for 50p. So this album is, if you've ever seen Clockwork Orange, it's very similar to that in that it's sort of moogie, electronic, classical. So a bit like that. I've seen that going for 8 to 10 quid. And we got it for 50p. And it's a perfectly playable copy. Some of this stuff is in near mint, unplayed condition. It's just stuff that we've had in the racks for a while, or we got many duplicates of. So yeah, like I say, there's a few bits left. I mean, one of the greatest 80s songs for a quid there. These are 50p as well. 25p for Africa Bambaataa and John Lydon. Yeah, come on. Dean Armstrong. That's a nice bit of background dinner music for 20p. So there's still stuff. It might still be worth a visit down. I'm going to leave this stuff out as we go. And then the individually priced stuff. Again, this was just absolutely jammed packed full of really, really great cheap stuff. But so much of it went, All My Brothers for 3 quid. That's a bargain, isn't it? Hey up. Diana Ross, 2 records for 2 quid. Has that got upside down on it? Upside down, which is really, really tricky to get hold of at the moment because of Stranger Things soundtrack. That's going to be a cracking comp for 2 quid, isn't it? Donna Summer, bit of a later album. Donna and Marvin, a classic, £1. So to be honest, yeah, definitely some work, definitely worthwhile a trip down still, I'd say. UFO, £4. And then Elton for £2. So yeah, these boxes will stay out and a few will make it over to our little shop. We've still got a fair few singles over here which were priced 50p, but we got the sign wrong, so it was actually 5 for £1. We did get rid of half of what we've got, but we've got left. So yeah, too much rambling. As you can see, I'm still really excited from the weekend. And I think one of the overarching things I would say is that we have this discussion a lot with collectors and with other shops and with other dealers, talking about, I don't know, where the market's heading next, what it's looking like. And there's always a conversation, especially if you are a little bit pessimistic. And as you may have known, as you might have heard from me, I'm pretty optimistic. I'm eternally sort of looking on the bright side as much as I can. But those who might be a bit pessimistic may have said 5 years ago that the market for records had hit its peak and was on its way down. And, you know, some indicators were showing that, possibly. I don't know. I've never seen that. Or maybe it's location wise, maybe it's country, where you are in the country, or certain records. I don't know. You can only go off your own experience, can't you? So yeah, for some people, maybe that is the case. I talk to a lot of shops. They are not seeing that at all. And I think this weekend has shown me that there is such a thirst for collecting records at the moment. Not just records, CDs, tapes, music memorabilia. And if anything, I would say we're still on a climbing peak. We've seen so many people join the community, join collecting, and so excited about collecting just this Christmas. You know, you only have to look at John Lewis doing an advert about getting a record for Christmas, and that has hugely helped people going, oh, do you know what, I love that romanticism and I love going back and collecting. And it's a different type of collecting. There's so many different types of collectors. Maybe I'll do a video just on this, because otherwise we're just going to ramble on. But as a small point on it, records are not dead, far from it, and collecting isn't dead. And also there is a real thirst for it in our shop for definite, and many other shops that I speak to, and loads of shops popping up are seeing the same. And I think if you can get it right with your prices, and you can get it right with keeping your customer base, and you know, and keeping the stock coming in. But yeah, I would say, on the whole anyway, vinyl is definitely here to stay. And who knows what 5 years time might bring us, or 10 years time, or, you know, who knows. But right now is a great time to be out there collecting records. You've got the most amount of shops there's been since the 90s, I would say. You know, little record shops popping up absolutely everywhere. So many big reissues are coming out this year, and came out last year. Record Store Day list is looking really tasty. Just as a note, we don't do Record Store Day, but I'm a big fan of it, but we don't do it for many reasons. There are so many positives in the vinyl buying and record collecting world that, yeah, I'm very, very happy to be a part of it, and happy that you guys watching, if you've got this far in the video, you're obviously part of it too. But yeah, anyway, next video, don't know what we'll look at in the next video. Next video, actually, we'll look at some of the collections that have come in, because I'm putting every penny that we made on the sale back into buying new records. So hopefully by next week, we'll have a glut of records coming in, and I can show you some of those and show you the bits that we're pricing up and stuff. I do have a very tasty collection out the back that is coming out this week as well. So yeah, plenty to look at. But thank you for bearing with me. Thank you everyone that supported us in the sale and in general. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you soon. Cheers guys, bye.